Hello, welcome to the Desert Underground podcast. I'm Desert Danish. With me is Mr. Matt Wadley.
Hello.
And we have a special guest in the studio tonight. We have Mr. Josh Neild.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on?
What's up, brother man?
Not much.
I miss your face. only see you once a week. I still miss it.
So, for those of you that don't know, Josh and Matt are in a band. The Sheleighlys, the Sheleighlys, the Sheleighlys,
Shenanigans.
the Shenanigans.
Yeah. It's been called worse.
The Shikakas.
Shikaka.
Yeah.
So what's up, man?
Not much, man. How's it going? Happy birthday.
Thank you. It is my birthday. I turned 35 today.
Oh.
Feeling it.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Feeling it. Yeah, I actually went to work for 2 hours and then went home sick. Yay.
Happy birthday. We're at that age.
But I'm feeling a lot better now. I've been kind of sleeping all day and
Good.
yeah. No bueno.
No.
Maybe drink some rum.
Ooh.
Maybe that'll perk you right back up.
Ooh.
And
I've heard that.
Yeah, sweat it out.
Ooh, yeah. Man, where were you guys like 8 hours ago? I could have been drinking all day.
Just whenever you think to yourself, what would Matt suggest? It's going to involve alcohol.
Yeah.
Oh.
I actually use work to sweat out all the liquor. That's actually my sobriety.
Well, maybe during halftime I'll get myself a little rum and coke.
Oh,
We'll go
yeah.
from there. Yeah.
No, we don't do half times, man.
Oh, right. Wink.
Street
nod.
Dude. Well,
We're glad you're here, Josh.
I'm glad I'm here too, man. Happy to see you both.
So I actually wanted to play a song real quick before we really get started. This is a hometown band here in Ridgecrest, California that we're broadcasting out of called Love and War.
Mhm.
I went and saw them. I think it was 2 weeks ago now. They opened up for Alien Ant Farm. They're doing good things. They're heading to the studio next week, and I just kind of wanted to give them some props and
Absolutely.
play one of their jams that they had out there. So this here is a kind of a pop punky type band and called Love and War. This song is called I Think You're Right, But I Could Be Wrong. A little bit of Love and War for you guys.
yeah.
Not bad. I think most of that was recorded in Bobby's living room or something.
That's
Right,
fucking awesome.
yeah.
Our production's great.
Oh, dude, they sound great.
I think it sounds better than half of the produced albums I listen to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Like, holy crap, man. Mad props to Love and War. We'll try to get them on here someday.
Great band.
But holy cow, those guys can rock, dude. So I went and saw them out in Bakersfield, and they opened up for Alien Ant Farm. And I was like, this is going to be awesome. I'm going to see my boys, and then a couple other crappy bands, and then, Alien Ant Farm, man, this is
Yes.
going to rock. And then I looked at the date, and it was like Sunday night.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Bakersfield's about 2 hours and some change.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, farts. This is not going to go well.
That's how you know you're really upset. You pulled out the F word.
dropping the F bombs.
Isn't that how we plan shows? I don't think we anticipate that there's going to be that lag, a hangover status.
Oh,
so
yeah,
we never would plan
absolutely.
a Sunday.
No.
That is crazy. But
Yeah, and
when you're also playing with a band like Alien Ant Farm, then I can kind of see.
yeah, of course, it was like holy crap, like so. Then I got this like moral dilemma, and I was like, well, there's Alien Ant Farm and Love and War, or not dying on a Monday.
Yeah.
I choose dying, I guess.
Oh God.
So I went out to the bar, and we ended up going to we saw Love and War, and then they did great. It was their third show ever,
Right.
and they're kicking ass with Love and War. And then from there, this band called it was so bad I don't even remember the name. It was so bad. It was like Art and the Shenanigans or something.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
hey,
And
sound good to me.
and about halfway through, I started thinking about it, and I was like, dude, I wish Alien Ant Farm would play. And then I thought, Alien Ant Farm really only had that one hit
hmm
Yeah.
that I remember,
That wasn't even theirs.
and it was not their song. So that's when I just decided, hey, well, it's 5:00. I guess I'll get home at a good hour.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm not staying. I'm leaving.
Yeah, I don't blame
And
you.
they said Alien Ant Farm did a pretty good job, but on the other hand, the pictures I saw, they looked really not into it.
No.
Like okay, we're just trying to make some money
Yeah.
so I can move out of my mom's basement.
They weren't jazzed to play in front of the 15 people there.
I guess not, man.
We got a re-release. What was this one? The cover they did? Billie Jean.
Smooth Criminal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What was I thinking? Billie Jean.
Yeah, because they got that kid in the music video did all the dance moves.
Yeah, he
that
was awesome.
Sweet, dude.
Yeah.
Man.
And the sidewalk lit up and all that.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, brosive.
That was at the time when Goo Goo Dolls was still rocking the charts.
Name me one Goo Goo Doll song.
That one,
I knew you couldn't.
The
Don't
Angels,
ask-
the
don't
one
ask
with
me.
Nicolas Cage. What was that? With Meg Ryan?
Iris.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
I must admit, I liked
cried
Goo Goo
to that
Dolls.
song.
Sorry. I did.
Don't you ever
remember.
say sorry for that.
I remember that one album. What was it? A Boy Named Goo?
Boy Named Goo. Yeah.
Oh.
That was a crazy album. And then they sold out. And they
Saw a
couldn't see it.
movie named that once, and not family friendly. Let me put it that way.
Oh shoot. Apu. Oh god.
So, sitting at home today, I started watching all the worst movies I could find, and I grouped them almost. It was I watched The Rock, Con Air,
All Michael Bay movies.
and Gone in 60 Seconds.
Ah,
And then I realized they're all the same movie. No,
They
they're all
are.
Nicolas Cage movies.
Yep.
too.
they are. Yeah.
And I thought these are all the exact same movie. The coloring is almost exactly
Yep.
the same. It was ridiculous, and like you get that same like feeling at the end. You're like, oh,
Yeah. I swear, my wife and I watched The Rock the other day. The Rock was on. I think we watched the end of it.
Yeah.
And God, it's awful.
It's so bad. Guilty pleasure though.
Yeah, absolutely guilty pleasure. I mean, there's so many movies that are like that, like movies you don't think of when you think of like the movies that make me the happiest or the greatest movies of all time. But anytime The Rock's on or Con Air's on, shit, I sit there and watch the hell out of him.
Or Dennis the Menace.
Or Dennis the Menace.
That's where that quote came from, by the way.
Oh,
Apu. Do you ever see that?
I saw it a long time ago.
Oh, God, who was that? It's Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd was the
Oh, that's
drifter.
right.
And
He was the
Walter-
bum.
Walter Matthau was Mr. Wilson.
Yep. But there's this part in this movie where when
Hmm.
me and Josh always get confused. There's this part in this movie where Christopher Lloyd walks up to this kid.
This cross-eyed boy
Yeah.
playing in his backyard,
Yeah.
minding his own business.
What you got there, you cross-eyed fuck?
Apple. He just takes it from him.
So anytime we
Man,
don't
Dennis
know,
the Menace got dark.
yeah,
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
anytime we don't know what to
Slipped
say.
one F word past the censors.
Oh man.
Hey,
Doc
these
Brown.
things happen, man.
Doc
Oh.
Brown cursing at a little cross-eyed boy.
Oh man. But no, The Rock was kick-ass. Con Air. All I remember was Steve Buscemi's character.
Well, you would. You're his doppelganger.
Right? Oh,
No, yeah. That I don't know. It's just
you
one
don't
of those
remember
movies.
Danny Trejo as Johnny 23?
Oh yeah. No, I'm trying to remember what his name was. Not Johnny. I'm sorry. Back to Steve Buscemi. What the hell was his name?
Oh, his character's name?
Garland
Garland
Green.
Green.
Yes,
That's right. That's right.
He was
Yeah,
like
the Mariana Mangler.
Yeah.
I just watched it today.
They treated him like he was Hannibal Lecter or something in the movie. Had a mask on.
All he wanted to do was play with dolls.
That's it.
What happened at the end of the movie?
Oh,
man.
but yeah, those are the same movie, man. Like it was so hard to watch it and be like, I swear I'm just watching the same. Like, I mean, yeah, the story kind of changes, sort of, but
yeah.
He came up with a method, Michael Bay and who was the Bruckheimer,
Yeah.
And I guess like all of them just together was kind of like,
this makes money.
Hey, yeah, this is the process. This is what it's going to do. We'll create this machine and we'll just start pumping things through it.
Yep.
You know, and no matter what story, that's how it's going.
Yep.
Yeah.
And man, they're guilty pleasures.
Yeah, they are.
I cannot not watch them.
I hear you.
Have you seen any new good movies, Josh?
You know, I it's just hard to get to the theaters unless it's a Marvel movie or a G or PG rated with the kiddos. We can take the kiddos to. But I did go see. I think I saw the last time I was in the theater was the last Mission Impossible movie.
Ooh, how was that?
It was good.
Yeah?
I mean, it's exactly what you expect it to be. It's one of those movies that are like you're not surprised by.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm gonna go and not think about anything else for an hour and a half and watch this action filled, meaningless movie. And that's exactly what it was, and it was perfect. It was great.
That's how I feel with Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, dear Lord.
Jesus.
I could just fall asleep to that one. Oh, God.
Gives me sweet dreams.
Something's wrong with
Something's really wrong with you. Hey, glad you're here. Glad you're here. Oh, man. As far as movies go, though, it was interesting because John Cusack was in Con Air.
Yeah.
And then I started watching High Fidelity.
Oh, I love that movie.
And then it's like his sister's in all of his movies almost. And I was like, wait a minute, man. Like, there's so much like interweaving when it comes to movies. And my brain just kind of tries to link all of it all the time. It's kind of annoying, really.
That's why I stick to the Jurassic Park series.
Over and over again.
Over and over.
We talked about that documentary last week, Jurassic Park.
Yeah, it is a documentary.
They're going to run that series into the ground, I can tell you.
It's a pre-documentary. It's going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. John Hammond was on to something. I did rewatch.
You mean Elon? That's who's going to do it.
That's right.
You bought my Tesla here.
That's where you guys are missing out on this podcast. You're not getting all stoned before like he did on that Joe Rogan podcast.
And we never would.
No. But with a genius like him, he starts spilling his guts about stuff because he's all stoned out of his gourd. You're like, yeah, keep talking.
We knew that SpaceX rocket was going to fail, but we sent him.
Oh my God!
Get him stoned enough, and he's just like, I'm a sham.
Yeah,
I have no idea what I'm doing.
I just wanted the money.
Yeah, and it worked.
Do you remember when he came out with flamethrowers to fund a boring machine? He created a company, called it the Boring Company. And they designed flamethrowers, like 2,000 flamethrowers. And then they sold them all. And that money that they made was to build this boring machine to build a tunnel in LA to transport underground.
Wow. Well, wasn't he just in the news?
I think
before that?
They didn't work though.
I feel like no less than
which is good. That's a good thing.
No less than 10 of my friends have come up with that same idea while high.
Right. Yeah.
Same thing.
If they're not like the flamethrowers and aliens, then I don't even want to bother with them.
He had the huevos to go through with it.
Yeah. And then sold that Tesla PO shit. No offense to Tesla. PO shit. But they basically die after, what was it, 5 years? And then you got to buy a $25,000 new battery.
Right.
So why would I do that? I don't.
Because it drives itself, bro.
Oh, my bad.
It's more of a status thing.
Status?
I got a Tesla,
you got it. Because then you get to sniff your own farts and tell people you drive a Tesla.
That's right.
Got a 1983 Geo Metro.
Rolling to the clubs.
Runs like a top.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
I did rewatch Ready Player One just last night.
How was that?
Love that movie.
It was good?
I have yet to see it.
Dude, it got bad reviews, and I think people were, it always happens when book to movie. But if it has everything. It's filled with everything that we love, like 80s pop culture and 90s pop culture.
Right.
It's a good story, and it's just a fun movie.
That's awesome.
My kids love it. I love it.
I'll have to
It's
check that out.
it's a good. I highly recommend it. It did get bad reviews though, and it didn't do well at the box office. But I've seen it twice since it's been out on Blu-ray. I love it.
So, did you see Hardcore Henry?
I did not.
How about you? No. Oh man, like I didn't see it either, but I want to see it.
Yeah.
I want to see it with virtual reality goggles on.
So you
Because
are
it's-
Hardcore Henry.
Yeah, the whole movie is a first person point of view from you being the guy.
Oh,
Right.
wow.
And you're doing parkour and you're a spy. I don't know if you're a spy. It sounds cooler if you are though.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
There's no sex scenes in it, are there?
Anyway, the movie seems really
Just awkward.
You know what? There might be.
Yeah. Mm.
I have yet to see it. I can't say yes or no. I think it's for children.
It's 2 hours of him visiting his grandma playing chess.
Yeah. The credits just start to roll at the end.
Yeah.
That's your reality, boy.
Give us a Golden Globe.
Oh,
But
man.
I also want to see that movie, Three Billboards from Ebbing, Missouri.
Great movie.
I've
Great
heard
movie.
really good things. I think it was the same producers as Seven Psychopaths.
Yeah, same writer director Michael McDonald. No, not Michael McDonald.
What?
Wait a minute.
No, not Michael McDonald. Michael something.
Yeah.
But no, he did. Yeah, he did Seven Psychopaths and In Bruges.
Oh, that's right.
Great movie.
Both of them are great.
Gosh.
Seven Psychopaths is one of those ones that went under most people's radar, but
Yeah.
oh man, spot on, wonderful movie.
Those are his only 3 movies, and they're all 3 of them are excellent.
That's awesome.
So I've heard the Three Billboards one is pretty good.
Isn't that the one that won? Like everything? Or no?
Frances
it didn't.
McDormand won Best Actress
Best
for
Act-
it,
okay.
well deservingly. She was absolutely amazing.
She's awesome.
He wrote that for her, I think.
Really?
With her in mind, yeah.
Wow.
And it shows during when you're watching the movie. You're like, it's one of those roles you can't imagine anyone else playing. And
Right.
I like roles like that.
Man,
Very, very true.
Yeah.
just want her paycheck.
Like I couldn't imagine anybody else being the main character from Con Air. Nobody would fill those shoes
A
properly.
true Southern accent. know.
Hummingbird.
His sweet mullet flapping in the wind.
Oh, it's too good.
Just looks like complete shit.
we should have a different podcast where we just rip on
Nicolas Cage the entire
the
time?
whole time.
Oh gosh, there's a lot of people in Hollywood you could do that on. My first would be Michael Bay.
Yeah.
God.
Oh, just like that song from Team America.
Yes. Pearl Harbor sucked.
Oh man. Well, he's done the same thing with we were talking about running a series into the ground. Remember Transformers?
Oh gosh.
I don't even know what number they're on anymore. I can't keep track.
Oh, I know.
The first one was really good.
I remember the first one being amazing, and I was
Yeah.
like, "This is so cool."
Yeah.
And then the second one happened,
Mhm.
and then the third, and the fourth.
Yeah.
The first one was bitching though.
And
At the theater.
It was.
But
Yeah, it was
then,
great.
but then it started going like, it was almost as if Michael Bay was trying to have a contest with himself to see how long he could keep people sitting there to watch the dude. It's like, okay, so for me, I love, like as a child, I kind of love that concept of robots and monsters,
Right.
and I love that.
Yeah.
Now, Pacific Rim filled both of those holes for me, and I loved it. And
You take that one? You gonna take that one?
You gotta jump on that punchline.
and shut up.
You set us up, man.
And so Transformers was like, okay, robots fighting.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool. And then another movie, robots fighting. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the third one, I was like, I'll look up from my phone every once in a while and see what's going on.
Right, exactly.
You know, because they were just so long and drawn out. It's like, those movies are not for the storyline. You don't
Right.
care what the story is. You just want to see these things annihilating
Yeah.
each other.
Every single
And-
one of those movies are beautiful, but I mean, like you said,
Right.
just I mean, come on, something different.
Yeah.
And that was the thing with Pacific Rim. It was like that was, to me, that one was amazing. The first one, and the second one was just garbage.
Yeah.
Guillermo del Toro walked out, right?
Yeah, he was like, he produced it kind of. I think he just threw money at it.
Yeah.
He had something else he was doing, and he did all of the first one, like
Right.
everything.
Right.
And I wrote this long diatribe about the second one and how upset I was.
What were you expecting?
Well, okay, so it set you up for a lot of things. Like basically, at the end of the first one, during the credits, they cut to a quick scene,
Mm-hmm.
and spoiler alert: Ron Perlman's character dies in the first one. He gets eaten, but he pops out of the kaiju at the end,
Ah,
and he's like, "Oh, I'm still here." And then in the second one, no mention of him whatsoever.
wow.
And I was like, "Oh boy."
Where is he?
And that really frustrated me. Like,
He's in the makeup chair becoming Hellboy.
basically, yeah. And you know, him and Del Toro are great friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, he's been in a whole bunch of his movies. And so I think when Del Toro stepped aside, he was like, "Yep, see ya." Charlie Day is in it, which is great. You know, that makes me happy.
Right.
He's a funny dude. But then like there's something that shifted recently, and I really try to walk this line very carefully. But something in Hollywood happened maybe 5-6 years ago where they said, we're not racist and we're not what's the word when you don't like women?
Sexist.
Yeah, sexist.
Misogynistic.
There you go. That's the one. So like, you know, they were setting out to prove that they weren't.
Right.
So every movie started having to have a black dude and a woman as their main person.
Right.
And so like 6 or 7 of these movies come out and you're like, and I have nothing wrong with that, but it doesn't feel organic. It just feels forced. You know, and at that point it just seems almost like racist still. Like they're only there because, you know, they're black or they're a female. And it's like
yeah, I mean, I just like to see the best person for that role.
right.
You know,
I guess to counter that, Get Out. Like you're the.
Oh,
I think you were the
God.
one who told me to watch
Dude,
that.
that was so good.
There was so much subtlety in there.
It was, and
was
I think
awesome.
you know, it's race is just a hard thing to talk about in general. But you watch a movie called Get Out, and I just enjoyed it because it was such a good movie.
Yeah.
I think if probably I was an African American, I would watch that movie with different eyes, obviously. But and you pick up on it.
Yeah.
You pick up on the points that Jordan Peele was trying to make with that movie, but it's just such a well-made, well-written, well-acted movie.
Yeah.
It's so good. It was like I love movies. You know, as you can tell, we've been talking about it for a while now, but I like every year I pick like that was my favorite movie of the year. Last year, Get Out was definitely hands down my favorite movie. It was just such a well-made movie. It was so good. Everyone in it was good. It was incredibly well written. The year before that, it was oh gosh, now I sound like an idiot. I can't remember the name of it. The kid drummer.
Oh,
Whiplash.
Whiplash.
That's
amazing.
an awesome
movie.
movie.
Great movie.
Yeah.
With J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons and
I forget the kid's
Miles
name.
Teller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
But Get Out is, if you haven't seen Get Out, I highly recommend it.
It's in my queue to watch. I just haven't watched it yet. That's definitely one I want to get to.
Right.
That and 3 Billboards are definitely ones I want to hit.
Both excellent movies.
Fantastic. And then I know you're a big fan of the Wes Anderson movies.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I think everybody here is.
We
you?
should be.
Are you as well?
Absolutely. I own every single movie he's made, and I love them all.
I have seen a good portion of them. I haven't seen them all. I own some that I haven't seen. I've heard the Royal Tenenbaums are great. I think
The best.
I think Matt told me,
Yep.
or maybe we had discussed it at one point.
No, that is me and Josh used to talk about that movie all the time because it is one of the best.
Well, I
Wes
want to join the
Anderson
club, so I'm going to watch it.
No,
I
that is-
think it was your wife, Matt, that we were talking about it one time, and she said the first time you watch it, it'll make you laugh, and the second time you watch it, it'll make
Yep.
you cry.
No.
And it's absolutely true. It's just such a good movie. I mean, I was reading an article the other day that was like overrated movies, and Life Aquatic was on there. I was like, what?
Yeah,
How
wait
is
a
that
minute.
overrated? It's perfect.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
There is such a humor to that movie.
Oh, it's subtle and
Oh yeah, with Jeff Goldblum and
Yep.
the wife. What's her name?
Angelica Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, she was Morticia, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
And she's in the Royal Tenenbaums too. And
is she?
the characters in that movie.
I
They
need to
basically-
watch it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's the quintessential Wes Anderson film. It
Okay.
really is.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put that to the top of the list. But what was it? The dog one that just came
Oh,
out.
Isle of Dogs.
Isle of Dogs,
yeah.
Which me and my kids loved.
I was incredibly stoked for that one to come out.
Yeah.
Maybe I wasn't in the right setting or something. I didn't see it at the theater or anything. I don't think it came to Ridgecrest.
Yeah.
So I kind of got stuck watching it on TV, and there was stuff going on in the living room, and I don't think I really paid attention to it. It seemed cute. It seemed very Wes Anderson-y.
It is, yeah.
It seemed very much in the same vein as Moonrise Kingdom.
Yep.
Which was another film that he did,
Right, yeah.
which I thought was a really sweet film.
It was.
And anything with like Ed Norton, Bill Murray, I love it.
Yeah.
Those guys are great, and I try not to jump on the hipster bandwagon all the time. It's hard not to, but sometimes you have to step back and say, well, these guys are great actors. They are delivering these very serious but kind of funny lines,
Right.
and
I think
there's
you're
more to it than what I think a lot of people see.
Yeah, I think not necessarily your opinions change, but I mean, they do. You know, the older you get, the more you reflect on yourself and your opinions and your likes and tastes. And, you know, if it's a genre of music you don't necessarily listen to a lot, but it's good,
Right.
it's like, man, I got to.
What do you mean you're not still into the Cranberries?
What do you mean you're not listening to Goo Goo Dolls again?
I never stopped.
Hey man, Puddle of Mud is the only band for me.
I remember Mark made the point on the podcast. You guys had Mark McCoy on about. He goes, "I love Justin Timberlake," and you can't knock a guy for that because he's so
he's not
talented.
allowed to come back now. No, we've exiled him, right? He had 2 more parts to his story, and we said, "Sorry, dude, you get one shot."
It's just funny because I remember like 10 years ago, you'd never catch me saying something like that.
It warms my heart that you listen to our podcast. I'm glad somebody
I've
does.
heard everyone, man.
We love
You're
you
great.
I get what you're
guys.
saying, though. But yeah, back in the day, like you would be shunned for
Please
saying.
tell your friends
would.
about us.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, you're right. Music, for me, my tastes have evolved over the years.
Yeah.
There's certain shit I listen to. If I go back at what I was into at 16, I cannot listen to.
You know,
It's
I
a
ran
lot
into
of that.
Yeah.
I ran into that recently. I bought it was like $20, and it was Beavis and Butthead complete.
Ugh,
And I thought, yes,
This is
this is everything in life has come to this moment for this amazing deal.
right.
And so I picked it up and I brought it home and I put it in, and it was just crap.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm like, I've based my whole life on these 2 people.
Yeah.
Well, them and Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and at least Ren and Stimpy had a good score. You know, they had that little jazzy thing going on. But
At least good old Sesame Street never changed.
holy,
Except now Bert and Ernie are in the news again.
holy
They are,
cow.
yeah. Just confirmed what we always knew.
But
They're
just
best friends, bro.
Yeah.
wait. So are they?
Officially, yeah. They are,
Officially.
yeah.
Yeah. Just PBS.
More than
announce
roommates.
it.
My goodness,
Yeah.
that's national news?
It is.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, stop the press. we gotta let people know.
But
Bert and Ernie are gay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tried that with Cookie
but they don't
Monster.
want to make a big deal about it. So don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. It is what it is.
but they made a big deal about it.
Yeah.
A lot of best friends sleep in the same bed.
Right.
Hey, Bert.
Hey, Bert.
Bert.
Damn it, Ernie.
Quit hogging all the covers, Bert.
Oh dear.
Oh, shit. Oh.
Good old Bert and Ernie. My God. So you mentioned earlier that not on the podcast, but that you had a job at Hollywood Video, Josh.
I did, yeah. It's the best job I ever had.
Here in town?
Yeah, at the Hollywood Video here. Matt
Oh,
worked there
man.
too for a short period of time.
What years?
Oh my gosh.
2003 to 4
Oh, okay, yeah,
in
yeah,
that
yeah.
time frame. Because
Yeah.
we were all right back to back to back.
We
each
were,
other.
yeah.
So I asked because I grew up about 2 blocks from the Hollywood Video,
Right.
and I was a skater boy. I said, "See you later, boy." Right? And I used to go over there, and they had this angled like driveway on the back,
Yeah.
and
Beautiful.
dude, wall ride time extraordinaire, or do some like old school like boneless tricks off of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude,
I miss
there were-
those
There were
days,
kids
man.
out there every night.
Yeah.
And then they had
Hunks.
that ledge with the bush, where like right at the end it was this long runway, and then there was the ledge and a bush, and then like a parking lot that was usually empty.
Yeah.
And dude, it was like you felt like you were ripping it up. You're like, I'm Rodney Mullen, woo! I'm Willie Santos.
Those were the good old days.
We had a barter system.
Yeah.
Because we had a friend at the donut shop. We had friends at Nicoletti's.
Okay, so those were all right in the same little area.
Right.
And I worked at the cleaners temporarily for like 3 months until they
What
figured
do
out.
people want from the cleaners?
Well, I could wash your clothes.
Yeah, we did have a barter system.
You're like,
We had
hey, Matt, I guess we'll give you stuff too.
Friends of ours would like, hey, I got this big thing of pasta salad.
Yep.
We're like, really? I like pasta salad. Would you like some free movies?
I'll trade you Con Air.
Con Air all day.
Ooh, 5 day.
Yeah.
Man, I think about it all the time. Like growing up was so different, but you had VHS tape stores and then DVDs when they came out.
Right.
And Hollywood Video was a big part of that. Then with Blockbuster and the Ma and Pa ones and all that.
Right.
Yep.
And it just turned into like, well, guess I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Redbox really, I think Netflix started it, but I think Redbox became the rental stores.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
The physical copy. Like Netflix was email. They were mailing them to you at first.
Yep.
And then it was mailing, and I think they still mail it to you if you want, right?
Yeah, my in-laws, my in-laws.
My older folks.
Yeah.
I remember coming into town. So I was in Riverside at the time, but one of our buddies, Elijah Colpitz, Josh and him were living together. And like you guys, it was a movie store in there. Take one, bring one back. Oh, those were good old days.
Yeah.
Good times, man.
Yeah.
So you got to see a lot of movies back in the day.
Yeah, and we also get to see them a couple weeks before they actually came out.
Oh, man, you must have been in Michael Bay heaven.
You know it. It was great because you just got paid to talk about movies all day.
Yeah.
Which is like one of my favorite
We
things.
should open up a Hollywood Video.
We should. I miss it so much.
Just so we can talk about movies all day and get paid.
Remember going into Hollywood or Blockbuster and not knowing what you were going to watch that night?
Yeah.
You have to walk the aisles.
That was a Friday night.
Like, yeah, seriously.
That's how I found out about the Primus cheesy home video. I was like, wait a minute. What's this? And it was, I guess Primus released it at one point. It was like they had filmed a bunch of stuff, back in like 96 or 94 or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Back in their heyday. Speaking of Primus, I went and saw him on Tuesday.
Yeah, how was that?
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Now, I saw him about a year ago, and they were doing the same album, where they play it all the way through. It's a concept album of the Desaturated Seven, if you've heard of or read that book.
Right.
It's about these 7 goblins. Each one's a different color, and they steal all the color in the world. I don't want to ruin it for you.
Dude, sounds intense.
It's right up Primus's alley. So they did this cool concept album. It's kind of Pink Floydian sounding.
Oh, cool.
It's very chill. Super fun to watch. They have a great light show. The only light show I've seen better than theirs was 9 Inch Nails. You ever seen 9 Inch Nails live?
No.
Never.
That is who you want to see live. Any opportunity you get, go see them.
I saw Snoop Dogg in 311.
Now wait a minute.
No, I'm not joking. 311.
Was there a smoke machine, or is that what Snoop called himself?
You know what's funny? It was at the University of Riverside. It was on campus, and I was like, and we lived in family housing at the time. We had just had our firstborn, and me and Katie were laughing. Like, how are they going to funnel all these kids in and tell them not to smoke?
Yeah,
Oh, and speaking of Riverside, right? I'll tie this all into that. The Primus show was in Riverside.
Or was it
at the Fox Theater?
Oh,
okay.
And it was the weirdest show I'd ever been to because it was seats all the way up to the orchestra pit.
Right.
And then they put seats in the orchestra pit. And I was like, oh, I hope they lower them down. But it was so weird because you're like, do we sit? Do we stand?
Right.
How does this work? Like, I would have loved to have just sat and watched this cool show, but it's Primus.
Yeah.
You had to get up.
stand.
But it was weird because everybody gets up, but there's no pit or anything. It's just like you all stand in rows.
Right.
It's so bizarre.
What's the best?
Like orderly disorder,
Right.
almost.
What's the best show you've seen, Josh? Were you talking Rush?
Goo Goo Dolls. Goo Goo Dolls.
Best concert you've ever seen live.
Oh God, that's really hard.
If you guys haven't seen Three Doors Down live,
do yourself a favor. Find them wherever they're playing at some bar in Mississippi. No,
find them at the fair,
at the state fair,
and go see them. Speaking
that's
of
really
the
hard. Yeah. To answer your question, that is hard. I'm a huge Rush fan, and I've seen them, I think, 6 or 7 times.
Now, they musically would do a really good show, I would assume.
And they play forever. They play at least 3.5 hours. When they play
that's why I wouldn't go.
That's a full
it's kind of like
performance.
It's kind of like Transformers 4. I'm like,
oh, hell no.
Hey, not if you're a Rush fan.
Hey, no, it's cool. It's just...
yeah, everyone there is diehard.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
I can imagine.
Of course. I have a bunch of friends that are diehard Rush fans. And hey, mad respect to Neil Peart and who's the other guy? Geddy Lee.
And Alex Lifeson.
Yep.
I mean, hey, rock on, man. So my friends in 6 Feet Over play like 4 sets when they play, right? And I'm like, that's like 4 hours almost. And I think Brian, when he was on the podcast, said they have about 7 hours of music.
Right.
I was just like, holy crap, dude. Like nobody, the diehards want to hear it. What they normally play is a bar. So they're getting, people coming in and leaving and they're just playing hits. So that's cool. I just don't see myself ever playing more than 2 hours at a shot.
Oh.
Even Primus was like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Our shows are usually from 9 to close when we play a bar.
So you guys have that much music too then?
We have a lot.
So we're getting the new drummer caught up, but I mean, I think Jason Trowbridge and I know, God, over 120 Irish set songs,
Wow.
Yeah, you guys know a lot. I think the max I've got with you guys is about 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Three, that I can retain after that.
And that's with Galway Girl being requested 6 times.
It happens.
But I saw a show.
Play that one with the thump.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, which one?
Do you guys know Wagon Wheel?
Yeah, we know fucking Wagon Wheel.
So
you got it. You got me to say the F word.
Request Wagon Wheel as much as possible when you see the Sheleighlys.
We'll play it with a smile, but we're dying inside. I did see.
So was Bob Dylan.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's like, who? That was Hootie that did that song.
Old Crow who?
That's the first one I heard.
Yeah. Old Crow Medicine Show was the first. Yeah. From what I understand, that song, was it that one? Or I can't remember if it was that song or if it was Don't Think Twice by Bob Dylan, where it wasn't finished.
I think it was Wagon Wheel.
Okay, it might have been Wagon Wheel.
That's why everyone kind of credits Old Crow with kind of
finishing the story.
Finishing it, yeah.
That might have been it.
Yeah.
I knew it was one of them.
I think. I did have the chance to see, and it was about, 9 years ago. I went down to San Diego with my buddy Aaron Wolf, and we saw in one show, it was 4 of my favorite bands. It was Gaslight Anthem, Alkaline Trio, Thrice, and Rise Against, all in the same show.
Man,
that was awesome. A hell of a show. It really was.
Bet.
Dude, amazing.
Man.
All of them were on top of their game. I think at the time, Gaslight Anthem they just released their second album. They were great, and I've seen Alkaline Trio a handful of times, and Thrice is probably the tightest band I've ever seen live.
Yeah.
You could have put the album on, and they could have lip synced, and you wouldn't have known.
I've seen that band so many damn times.
There's a lot of people I know that are really into Thrice, and I couldn't name you one of their songs. I know I've heard them.
Oh, man.
I know I've heard them. I know that they're good. They just never come across my radar as something I need to see.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I've never really thought about it. And it turned into like, now I'm just like making a point to not see them.
Well, you know what's funny is Rise Against, you mentioned them. When we lived in San Luis Obispo, we saw that band at the Slow Brewery before anything happened. They literally they closed the show, and it was them and Mad Caddies.
That was the most hipster thing you've ever said, man. I saw them before they were cool.
Yeah, no, but it's crazy because then I remember it blew up right after that.
They're so good.
Because you saw them, probably.
Yeah, well, that's probably why I knew that band.
All they need to do was play slow. That was it.
Good times. Good times.
That's good.
Mad Caddies are badass too.
Mad Caddies are cool.
Yeah.
Swinging Utters were really cool.
Yes,
I like all the Fat Records and Epitaph bands. I love them, man.
Who was Rise Against before Rise Against? Wasn't it like 88 Fingers Louie or something like that? I swear.
No, I think they had the bass player from 88
Right.
Fingers. I don't know how many people were actually in the band though.
I have that album. I don't remember.
I knew them
from.
because when I was like 14 or something, it was like Hopeless Records put out Hopelessly Devoted to You.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was Hopelessly Devoted to You too. And I picked up that one. And 88 Fingers Louie was on it. And there was a bunch of great bands on there. What was one of the other ones? The Queers were on there. Mustard Plug was on it. A bunch of these like kind of not popular, but popular bands. Like they were big in their hometown or their region or jurisdiction.
Right.
And I remember thinking 88 Fingers Louie, that dude just wails on bass, man.
He does,
like he was just like just going crazy on it.
Good
Like
shit.
almost like Matt Freeman from Rancid, kind of just going at it.
I love that guy, man. That is
Almost where you'd think his hand was like rubber, where he's just like going at it so fast.
No, that guy. That's a band live. That is
Which one?
Rancid.
Rancid,
Oh,
yeah.
awesome.
Saw them last year in on Fremont Street in Las Vegas.
Man,
Free show.
No,
No,
it was Rancid and Dropkick Murphys and the Specials and Kevin Seconds from 7 Seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And a friend of mine had an extra ticket, I think, or maybe I bought the tickets and brought her. I can't remember. And we went and had a great time. And I was like, I'm too old to mosh. And then, you know, like Barroom Hero comes on from Dropkick Murphys. And it's like, dude, I remember this from when I was a little kid, man. I love this song. I gotta go. And I remember the coolest thing nowadays is everybody's so hypersensitive and really cool as opposed to like back when I first started going to concerts, like my first mosh pit, I ended up with a black eye and a shoe had a hole in it afterwards.
Yeah.
But now it was like my glasses flew off mid pit, right? Nowadays. And, you know, my glasses are like $180 or whatever. And I was like, oh, crap. And this guy behind me is like, I got him for you, bro. It's okay. I was like, thanks, buddy.
He's all slapping his ass. Good job, Bert.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, I gave him a kiss on the lips, but
Right.
you know, just a real quick, friendly one.
It's changed.
Yeah.
Society has
He didn't-
changed.
Yeah, times have changed.
He didn't react like I thought he would.
Anyway, he's living with me now. We're
happy
looking
for
at
you.
dresses.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you, man.
Man.
Good old Rancid and Dropkick.
Yeah.
But it was
Bring
cool
up the
because
best
at the end, because they both played a really short set, and at the end, all the bands came out and they did like Johnny Cash songs.
I love that.
And it was so cool, like just this big hangout session. It was the what was it, the Boston to Berkeley tour or something like that. And what a great show.
Yeah.
I'm really glad I got to be a part of that.
Johnny Cash. We're still trying to put that on our arsenal.
Yeah.
We're trying.
I think one time years ago, before you were, or after you were in the band, and before you were back in the band, I think we did Walk the Line.
You know that time where we
once.
hated you for a little bit, Matt? You freaking quitter.
Hey, I'll go with it. It sounds badass.
I think we did Walk the Line once.
No.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll do some more.
Was there
Johnny Cash.
banjo involved and fiddle?
There was.
Ooh.
Like everything.
Yeah.
So if you guys don't know, I'm sure we've probably addressed it, but the Sheleighlys are Matt and Josh's band, and they generally do a mix of drunken Irish rock,
Yeah. It's good. way to put it.
California drunken Irish rock.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the Pogues. I keep wanting to say Swagger, Flog and Molly.
Yeah.
And then Dropkick, and there was a couple other bands. I heard a song by a band called The Bullocks the other day.
The Bollocks, yeah.
And wow, those guys were good.
Really good. We
And,
played a day before them in San Diego one year.
Wow.
At a pub down in a gas lamp called, it's called the Dubliner now, but it used to be called, what it used to be called?
The Irish Dubliner.
And before that, it was the Californian
The
Irish
California
Dubliner.
There's a lot of Irish pubs in San
Yep.
Diego. And
Really?
we've had the privileged to play at a lot of them. This one was our favorite though.
Yeah, that's where you want to go.
Absolutely, downtown Gaslamp. It's the weekend. There's tourists all over the place.
We gotta go back to
San Diego. What
Yeah.
has your guys' reach actually been with the band? How far out have you gone?
Well, let's see. We played. I mean, we haven't in a long time, just because of life getting in the way of.
Well, and there's 7 of you?
There's 6 of us.
Six of
yeah.
you? I mean, that's hard to get that many schedules together.
It is. And plus, I think everyone's just kind of wanted to take a step back. We all have families, and
Sure.
that obviously is the most important.
Yeah, you were supposed to be doing this in your 20s.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, we've played a number of times in San Diego and LA, Orange County, Vegas a lot. And we've had offers to, this is going to sound so conceited, we've had offers to play other places, but we just, either don't have time or just, it just doesn't fit in.
Yeah, how do you pack up 6 fucking people away from their kids?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go.
Come on, guys. Elko, Nevada needs us.
Baby, we're playing in Anchorage, Alaska. It's a big Celtic scene up there.
Yeah.
Right across from
There's 4 people. There's 4 people in Cheyenne, Wyoming that have to hear the Sheleighlys cover
want us.
Wagon Wheel one more time.
Well,
We were offered a show in Havasu last year, and
Okay.
we always have an open invitation to go back to that pub in San Diego. It's great. It's called the Dubliner now, but gosh, I can't remember the name of it.
I can't remember either.
It was constructed in Ireland, and then brought over here and reassembled. The pub was.
It's not weird.
Nine Fine Irishmen in our home away from home. Nine Fine Irishmen at New York, and Vegas. Same thing. They constructed it over in Ireland.
Wow.
And brought it over. Yeah.
And so you guys play every Shamrock Day, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Every St. Paddy's we're playing at House of Blues in Vegas, and it's been that way for the last 5 years now.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, man.
Very cool. I'm sure there's a lot of stories we can go into some other time about that.
We gotta-
The Vegas stories.
Maybe that's offline. We'll talk about that.
Yes. You'd have to put a rating on that one.
Now my band has only played one show. Well, technically 2. One was to our friends out in the woods. That doesn't count. We're glad all 30 of you. Actually, 30 people is probably more than
30 people's
what
great.
you could. I mean, for a second show, that's not
Absolutely.
bad. Usually, it's the other bands and their
We
girlfriends.
played a show in Santa Monica one time. and
Oh.
That was like 4 people, and we brought 2 of them.
Yep.
Ouch.
Yep. Oh, but you know what's
Ooh.
funny? We talk about that show because it was the best sounding
we
show.
played so great.
Really?
And it was
Yeah.
little. That guy kicked us out because it was like an English. What was it called?
English pub, the Cock and Bull.
The
I can't
Cock
believe I
and
can
Bull.
remember the name of that one.
Yeah.
Cock and Bull pub.
But we had a lot of fun. Like we literally shut that. The cops came. They shut that shit down quick.
Why?
We were just too loud.
We were just too loud.
You were too loud?
Yep.
It was on Lincoln Boulevard in Santa Monica.
Wow.
Bars all over the place. And there's houses right behind the parking lot for this pub.
Yeah.
And the cops were like, hey, you guys are getting too many complaints. Like, what?
Yeah. Probably didn't help when we started singing "Take Me Up to Monto." It was a Brit pub,
And that song is not kind to Brits.
but no, that was one of the funnest shows.
Still paid us.
Yeah.
Like, here, take your money, get out.
Yeah.
Like, we're supposed to play for 2 more hours. Just leave.
just go over here, take your money.
Even better.
Yeah.
But that was the back-to-back weekend because we had done San Diego, the Dubliner, and then we drove straight over to Santa Monica.
Yeah. We did that a couple times. It was-
Wow.
Yeah, that was fun. It was good times
That's what I want for my band.
to travel between.
No, I
pubs.
mean, not to go really far away, but to go far enough to where people don't really know us. You get to see different faces in the crowd, and I'm curious because all our friends showed up to the first show we had done, and then all of our friends were at the second one. That's
Right.
the only people that were there.
right.
I'm excited to take it out of town sometime to kind of see how we do. Like how does our show relate to people that we don't know?
It is an education, and it is very fulfilling.
I feel like
when you play it to strangers and strangers dig you. It's a lot of fun.
oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Very humbling.
Very
Now
humbling.
I feel like a lot of like when I see a certain person in the crowd, right, and I know that they've been egging me on to do something. I really go all out and do it, because they're there. And I'm wondering, like, am I going to hold back a little bit if they're not there? Am I going to be a little more reserved? Is it going to be more PG?
I really think that you have to have the attitude of, for us at least, and for myself, you have to have the attitude like you're going to have fun. You are going to enjoy yourself. That's what we're here for. And if you're not, then get out. Make room for somebody else that wants to have a good time. We make no quorums about what kind of music we play. And, we usually play Irish pubs when we go out of town anyway. And they expect to hear that. But we've heard in the years we've been doing this, we've heard a lot of bad Irish bands. And we never wanted to do that. There's a lot of, especially in Vegas, when you're playing bigger stages with multiple bands, there's a lot of bands who patronize the crowd and talk down to the crowd, and we never wanted to be that because we're fans like everyone else. We just happen to be up there playing music for a couple hours. It's but I've always had the attitude like it's my job to entertain these people and make sure that they have a good time and keep drinking, and because that's what I would want to be doing if I was out there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you're a good front man for your band, and I really like seeing a guy clap and stomp for hours on end. Holy crap. I don't know. Every time I've seen you, that's what's happening the whole time. And I thought, man, I need to start working out more.
It's because he's keeping the rest of us in check. He'll look back and he'll be like, uh-oh.
He's like stomping the beat. Come
this
on,
one's
man.
Fading quick. He's been playing 3 hours of Wagon Wheel. Get the fuck up, Matt. Yeah. No, he is.
It's something that I do not take it for granted at all. Especially when we get asked to play shows, it's like Matt said, it's very humbling, and I think we've always had that attitude, and it goes a long way. We're not doing it for money. We're not doing it for anything else, but just the fact that we enjoy it. Usually, when we go out of town, the money we get paid, except Vegas on St. Paddy's, that's usually pretty good, but it usually pays for the trip, and that's enough for us. We absolutely love it, and hopefully we can continue doing it for years to come.
You're doing it for the right reasons then.
Absolutely.
Yeah. From what I understand. I mean, I'm a merch guy though, so I'm all about selling stuff.
Not us. It's more of the like you said. It's more of the experience to get away. And it's nice. Like every March timeframe comes around, we're guaranteed. It's like a family reunion within our group.
Oh, of course,
because you're guaranteed all your friends are going to show up there,
right?
And it's gonna be a fun party. So
it is.
After a while, it's kind of nice on a year to year basis. Like, when did we do this last? Oh yeah, last March.
Yeah, 17th every year.
So I can't play any of your songs on here because they're all cover songs. If you guys go to our website, desertundergroundpodcast.com, I'll put up a YouTube video of the Sheleighlys that I took. I don't know if that was your last show or the one before it.
That was our last show, yeah.
And I'll put up a clip so you guys can kind of see what they do if you're not familiar. You have another few shows coming up?
We do, actually. This weekend, September 29th, we're playing Rock the Relay 2 at the fairgrounds.
Deuce.
Last year was a big success. We raised about $4,000 for the local Relay for Life organization, and it's coming up again. So we're Nino and Antoinette Agostinacci are putting this thing together. She's a 2-time cancer survivor.
Say that slower.
Nino and Antoinette Agostinacci.
Okay.
Good friends of ours, and she is a 2-time cancer survivor. So this hits near and dear to a lot of people's hearts. I mean,
absolutely.
We all know people that have suffered from this horrible disease, and we're happy to do it. Absolutely, you can't wait, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Six bands, and you can get your pre-sale tickets a couple different places in town. You can look on our Facebook page, and all the info you need is on there.
Oh.
But it's going to be a lot of fun.
And that's Sheleighlys, Sheleighlys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, that made me cough. Too much in there.
Believe it or not, it's easier than the Gaelic way to spell it, which doesn't even sound like it's the correct way.
Now, Brian Holm had said that he saw a typo. Did he just? Did you see that?
Yeah, I think he missed it.
Yeah,
that an L looked like a lowercase I. But it wasn't. It was just a graphic.
I was gonna say because I did that logo from before, and
you did a good job.
And I did I made sure it was spelled right, man.
No, it is. It is.
It's a tough one, so I made sure I copied it from your Facebook page.
Why is it spelled as Goo Goo Dolls?
Or what did they say? Oh God, what was that joke where they were like, I'll just make up a band name. They're like 6 feet over. Can't be here tonight. So the Sheleighlys are here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be like, ladies and gentlemen, Rush. Couldn't make it, so the Sheleighlys are going to play.
Rush
yeah.
to the door.
I think it was a Simpsons joke or something.
No, I'm excited. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. And then October 20th, we have the actual fair, which we've never played before.
I'm glad you got that date right. Because I kept saying 22nd, which is a Sunday. Which,
you said October 20th?
October 20th,
Okay.
yeah. We're playing, it's a Saturday. We're playing that night at the fair. Should be fun. We never played the fair before, and it's, I'm excited because my kids get to come, and it's rare that the kids actually get to see us play.
Right. Usually you're playing in Irish pubs or local bars.
Until our families ditch us and they all go on the Ferris wheel.
Yeah. Like, I've heard you practice this song in the garage, Dad. Yeah. You did better then.
Yeah. Later, Dad.
I want to watch the Demolition Derby.
My God. Dude, I'm actually excited about the Demolition Derby.
I just actually, the family and I went up to Bishop to watch at the Bishop. I think it's called the Tri-County Fair, they call it.
Oh, okay.
That's a nice fair.
Is it?
Yeah, I love our fair. Don't get me wrong, but they have grass up there. So you're walking around on grass.
My feet feel good, Dad.
But they had a Demolition Derby, and it was nice. There was actually some cars that are nicer than the ones you see driving around Ridgecrest.
Wow. Hey, kids, look at this Porsche. Yeah. We could fuck it up. What do you guys got in this town? Mercury, Tracers, Metros.
98 Metros.
Yeah.
There was a couple of local guys up there. Joe David and Brian Waters were up there.
Wow.
And they entered into it. Brian did really well. He got really far.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, man. Demo derbies.
Shout out to Brian. Hook it up with some batteries and air filters.
So this will be your first time at the fair. And how has it been? Like, I've talked to a few other bands. Like, we talked to Brian Holm from 6 Feet Over, and they said they played the fair before, and that it was very strange to have people just kind of meandering.
It's funny. The bandstand there is right in front of this big walkway where people walk from these booths to the rides, and a lot of them just don't want to be bothered with a band playing, so they're not going to stop and listen. We're hoping to change that, but the seating for the show is behind that, and we're really used to people being right on top of us, right in our faces.
Literally.
Well, and the stage is so big there too. It is massive. I'd say it's easily 4 feet tall or something, right?
Yeah.
And it's hard to connect with somebody, when you're way above them like that.
It is.
I noticed at the place that we played at Fury's, it's 6 inches, maybe.
It's just enough so you're higher than the crowd, which is perfect.
Yeah, and it's a good. At Partners when you guys played, you guys are basically in the crowd.
Yeah, the back line is we have some risers that we borrow to put the back line on, but
basically the drums are elevated. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, the rest of us are. Yeah, and I love it. The most fun shows we've ever played is probably Partners. I mean, and that's a big reason why people are right there with us and feel like we're all doing it together. It's so much fun, a lot of fun.
Heck yeah! Now my band's got a show October 27th.
Yeah,
Dog is playing at Fury's. Are you going to make it to that?
I think I'll be there. So I have a lot of work coming up next month, but
all right.
If I am not at work, I will be there, brother.
Fantastic. Yeah, we're going to be there. Kill 'Em with Kerosene. This band Tanked from Bakersfield. And the debut real performance from Desert Danish is playing my solo project. So that's going to be a long night for Mr. Danish.
Worth it.
We're going Desert Danish into a Dog set.
Nice.
That's going to be like playing a Sheleighlys set, man. It's going to be like 2 hours of me playing.
You got it, man.
So yeah, I'm super nervous. I've played for my friends. I played on stage for my friends, but I've never played It'll be the same thing, I'm sure.
In this town, yeah.
But it is different. It's a venue-ish
Yeah.
place where it's a little different than playing at the local record store or camping with your friends.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of looking forward to it. I'm a little nervous, a little scared.
Oh, you're gonna.
I know it'll be fun. I get to say a little more harsher words in a bar than I would at the USO open mic. So I'm excited about that part.
Darn it.
But yeah, man. Well, I appreciate you coming out,
Absolutely.
talking
Thanks for having me.
about Nick Cage movies and and Wes
Anytime.
Anderson and
Hell yeah.
man, we really appreciate you. Come back anytime you want. We're always here for you, boo.
Oh, love you. Thanks for having me, guys.
And you had a
birthday.
birthday the other day too.
I did. I just like 2 days ago.
Happy
Just-
birthday back to
Happy
you, man.
birthday!
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I missed it. I was sick.
It's okay. I don't remember much.
That's all right. We'll hug it out later.
All right.
All right. Thanks again, Josh. Matt.
Lates. All I wanted to do was play with dolls.